And we are the Other People's Show. I am Adam.
And I'm Lana.
And we have an odd setup tonight, but we're going to bring you all the best show that we can possibly bring in this scenario. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We want to get to it tonight. So go to all of our respective social medias, which would be the YouTube page, the Spotify page, the Facebook page, the Other People's Show. Check that out. We have a brand new, it came out about 2 weeks ago, In Dreams.
Yes.
It is a...
it's very cringy watching yourself on screen, I'm going to tell you that.
But you've been in a couple of different productions.
It's still very...
But this is the longest that you've been on screen other than the show at one time.
I think I did a decent job.
I've had a couple of people say that they really enjoyed it, and they have wanted to inquired about adding more to it. So I think that might be something that we do.
Yeah, we got a lot more footage, or you got a lot more footage that could be used.
Yeah, and I think that's something we're going to try to do. So I'm hoping that we can do that anyway. That being said, please check out all the social medias, and In Dreams is currently streaming on YouTube. And I'm going to try to contact Tubi to see if we can get it on Tubi TV.
Tubi TV?
Yeah. So, also I wanted to say one of my Facebook friends, Gregory Van Voris, I think is his name, won the best short film at I think it was like the New Jersey Film Festival that was this weekend.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Congrats to him. And he actually has some named actors and actresses. He has Dee Wallace, and if you don't know Dee Wallace, she was in E.T. She was the mother of the kids in E.T., the blonde-headed lady.
Yes.
And Tony Todd, he's been in several horror movies, but he was actually in the original Candyman movie as Candyman. So there are some actual decent actors and actresses in that movie, so congrats to him. It's cool. Very cool. He also did a movie called Four Corners. I think it was back in 2012. That it was a serious movie, but it had Dustin Diamond in it as well. Screech.
Yes.
Played Screech.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
I knew who you were talking about.
So yeah.
I was just trying to remember if I remember watching the movie or even hearing about the movie, and it felt like I've at least heard about it. But
yeah.
I never watched it.
Yeah, I think we discussed it once before, but I've never watched it either. I've just seen the trailer. So congrats to him. And check out independent cinema and some local things, because there are some talented people, and you should get involved if you're interested. And I think it could bring some things to
I wish we had a lot more of that in our area, like Southwest Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, people doing and jumping in and trying to do their own little movies and stuff. Because this would be a great area to have like a little film festival or something like that.
I think so.
Host that like that.
Now I know at the Apple Shop, which is where we are recording in the Apple Shop RV, as Real Talk, which is the other movie show Casey and I do together, is airing live on 88.7. So you could either check this out, or you can do this later, but check that out also. Yeah. But they're having a fun drive. And they're having a fun drive, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But this is a great time to support WMMT and this wonderful station. And they've got a lot of...
this is listener-supported radio.
Yeah, for people like you. Completely. So they've got a lot of good things, so we'll talk about a few of those things a little later on in the show. But we'll get to it. So, Lana, how have you been this week? I see you got a scratch on your head.
Well, Lana took a tumble. Actually, Lana took 2 tumbles.
Really?
Yes. When it rains, it pours.
Right.
I've trudged through. Hopefully, I haven't done anything serious to my knee.
Did you encounter some kind of wildlife animal that
Actually, if
A
I gave
Wolverine? Was it a Wolverine?
Maybe we were talking about this at work. Me and my coworker were talking. I was like, maybe I could just start blaming people I didn't like, and people would go after them.
It's a possibility.
Just give them the people in my life. I'm like, you want to know what? They deserve it coming.
That's a good possibility.
Instead of saying I felt, be like, you know what? That's good. But no,
you
I don't
could frame some people.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Frame. Say they did this to me, and then have these people so upset go after them. And I was like, nah, it's probably not the route to go.
It's just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it.
Exactly.
And I proved that point a few weeks ago.
I took the higher ground, people.
Yes.
Because that was a good thought. It was a good thought.
But I'm glad you're doing okay. I
think I'm on the mend.
No, I do think. Do your weeks typically go by quickly, or do they kind of trudge along slowly, or is it week to week, day to day?
I think it's week to week for me.
Okay.
Some weeks are really, really fast. I think it's good weeks are really fast, and if you're having a bad week, because everybody has bad weeks, and you go through it or just off, those go by really slowly.
Yeah.
This is eternal, whatever.
I think so too. I truly do. Let's see. I'm trying to get.
Would you like my assistance?
Yeah, if you can grab that there. Oh. We do the show in real time, ladies and gentlemen. In real time. Most of the time. Not all the time, but you think it's real.
Is time even reality?
No. It's all perception.
Is there really a such thing as time? Like that? That's not this type of show.
It could be another.
I feel like I'd have to have notes with me, but like
we do have a few notes, but we have a producer, and the producer sometimes prints the notes off in the wrong way. But the producer does print them, so that's much gratitude.
Yes.
So tonight, I do want to talk about everyone is getting older. I had a birthday a couple of days ago.
Yeah, happy birthday again.
Thank you. And I was wondering, and I've wondered this before often, as you get older, is it harder to make new friends? And on the flip side, is it harder to keep some of the friends that you've had, because everyone's lives seem to get maybe more complex as the older they get, or they're dying. People dying off left and right.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a little morbid, but yes,
it is a little morbid.
Yes,
but this is a morbid show on occasion.
I think it's harder to make new friends as you get older, but I think it has been easier to keep the friends that I've had for a really long time.
Okay.
Well, me and my oldest best friend, we've been best friends for like 34 years.
Okay.
34 years. So since and other friends like 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
And these are people that I constantly talk to or keep in touch with. There's distance doesn't matter, just really good friends. So it's harder to make friends like that. Maybe it's because I'll just like the ones that I have so much.
Now, do you think, and a lot of people,
I like making new friends and acquaintances, but deep connections, I felt like I've already got.
So you think you've already got the anchored friends that you'll need for the rest of your life?
Yes.
You don't anticipate meeting any new friends that could be lifelong friends from that point forward.
Right.
Not that it couldn't happen, you just don't think it.
You said it correctly, anchor friends.
Right.
Like it would be easier to not keep friends as you're older too.
Right.
You mentioned that. Like it would be easier to be like, I don't know.
Is it harder to be a good friend to others as you get older? Because when you're younger, you can spend more time with that person if they're crying over a boyfriend or girlfriend, or you can take that long drive. But when you get older, maybe you've got kids or a husband or a wife or a transgender hawk. You don't know what it's going to be. What are you doing there?
I'm making sure you don't hit me with your hands.
But you have to really think. You have to really think of that. Can you be as good of a friend when you have probably more responsibility the older you get?
I think the older you get, you have a whole lot more problems, and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep friendships up because of those life stresses.
Yeah.
And I think everybody experiences this. It's probably one of those awful things that most people, as just people in general, have to deal with. Like, I don't know. It's.
I've made some.
It can be too much at times to deal with other people. Everybody has their own stresses and stuff.
Or if it's friend, you can still have the friendships that are. Is that an open? Oh, I thought there's a little window back there, and I thought that one piece looked like it didn't have glass in it.
Oh, it's because the other ones are stained glass.
Yeah, but those two aren't.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of odd. I was like, is that why I feel a chill?
No, we're just in an RV, dear.
But I do think that as an adult, I haven't made as many. I made friends, but I've not made as many of the core kind of friends as I was hoping to. Because I was hoping to actually make friends where I could be like, okay, this is a cast of people that enjoy things that I like to do.
I guess that as I'm older, I realize there are only certain people in my life that I really trust, that no matter what.
Here's how many. I want to write down how many people you should trust in your life.
Be friends.
You should trust this many. This many.
He's very pessimistic.
No. I here's how many. 1.5.
1.5
Yes.
people.
Person and a little person. Or a little baby. You could be a little person or a little baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Willow.
Like the average family being 2.5 kids.
Exactly.
Like, how do we have
I always wonder. Like you see in the back of the.
How do we have that 0.5
You see the back on the back of the SUV or the van or something. Those little stickers with
the family stickers.
The family stickers.
Yeah.
But I've seen some that'll have like it'll have like I guess the mother, the father, the kids, and the little pets. I've seen some that have little pets.
Yeah.
Like little dogs, little kittens.
Yeah.
So you do think or you don't think we're going to come to a verdict that it's harder or not as hard to make friends as you get older? Harder. I agree. Please put your comments down below. We're going to be very curious to see what you all think about that. Now, this is an interesting thing, and I wish I had. If I had, normally I would have had some documents to go along with this, but why the average person seems to not find new music or seek out new music past their mid-30s.
I think that's something you read. Did you read?
I've read it. I've read it. I've thought of it for many years.
Because there's not I would probably say my music did peak to
mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Because if you go back, a lot of the people, and it could be music, mid-30s or before, but whenever I post, what is it, Music Monday?
Maybe I've just collected enough music to go back and listen to, and I don't need to hear anything else because I don't.
You feel that
I've gotten my list is full.
Right.
My playlist is full.
Music Monday is, and I always put out a playlist, but I get the most responses, it seems. Well, a lot of people also, and they've had some great responses. They've had some really great songs on there, some really great tracks.
Yeah, I've read it.
And I've listened to a few, and I'm going to actually make not a rebuttal, but I guess a video back to the people, including some of those songs on there. But I think a lot of those people will go back to the songs of their youth or songs that meant something to them at a certain point in their life. Nostalgic purposes, right?
Yeah. You want to think about you want to talk about something morbid? Well,
that was the next segment, but yeah we can.
Yeah.
You want to stay to the next segment?
Well, but like it just has to do with the same thing.
Okay.
But there's always like this certain type of thought about death, to where it's like music would probably be the best thing in like music of old, that like in songs, to as you pass, to be able to listen to, because the sound is the last sense to go when you die.
Well, what's
so
the first?
It would be good.
The smell.
You know, I actually don't know the first.
But you know, the sound is the last.
I know the sound is the last.
What would that? I think that's what I would want to be the last.
So you want to be listened, and I think about that all the time. And I think a lot of people think about like their funeral mix, like what they want to be played.
I think that's going to be the next project that I work on.
Your funeral mix?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want an actual burial, or I don't want in the casket, but for the video purposes, I'm going to go into look at the caskets and have them talk about it and see which one that I would prefer. Even though I probably won't go that route. I would put my ashes in this water bottle. I don't care. I don't care. Is there a way not to have anything done? They just burn you, cremate you, burn?
They can just throw away the ashes. Wouldn't you want? If you're going to throw them away, wouldn't you want to throw them away somewhere?
No.
No. Not anywhere special?
Nowhere special.
Just in the dumpster.
Yeah.
You belong in the dumpster.
Yeah, in the dumpster. I mean, if you spread your ashes,
he belongs just in the dumpster.
If you spread your ashes in the ocean, you're going to be in there with fungi. You're going to be in there with seagull poop, dolphin, fecal matter, and same thing on the ground. You want worms?
I don't know. This is more because you would have to.
You want worms crawling through people's ashes? I don't. I mean, I don't care.
Well, that's what happens.
Because
what happens when you're buried. Too.
We will be dead, so it's only for the living. The funeral is only for the living and respect the one who's passed. But what is it mainly for? To help those that breathe. There's going to be like an hour and a half,
monologue.
Well, you said you wanted to roast.
You're going to record that everybody's going to have to listen to. It's like, oh gosh.
I will.
Here's his last say, and then it's just going to last forever.
I will. I'll record a show and play it to get the numbers up.
Exactly.
Get the views up.
Yeah, I've said this before. I'd actually like people to stand up and roast me. What they disliked about me, tell my secrets, stuff like that.
I mean, I would love to play the videos of you that I no longer have at your funeral. The ones that I've deleted. Those would be fun to play and roast you. Wouldn't they?
Deleted videos you have of me?
That I no longer have. Those would be fun.
Yeah, I could play some videos too. We won't get into that.
Fun times. Fun times.
Fun times.
But yeah, when was the last song? Like, I do have a couple of things tonight. Well, I want to. Do I have them on here? Yeah, we'll go into these. You mentioned something in the car, and I'd like to hear from the audience as well. What's one of the first songs that you can actually remember hearing? One of the very first songs. Do you remember? Because I do have a memory of it, and I'm curious as to what everyone's memory of that would be.
I mean, probably not the first one that I could remember, because you got to think probably nursery rhymes or something that you would be used to, but they weren't really significant because you continued to hear them to other children. But like a first song that would be significant to me probably would be I can't even remember. There's a song, it's called Running Bear.
Running Bear?
Yes. I can't. Preston, maybe something Preston. I can't think right
now. All right, I'll write this down.
Probably Pretty Woman by
Roy Orbison.
Yeah. Because these were some of my mom's favorite songs. So those were played a lot.
I mean, I do remember
maybe even 8-track, because I remember us having an 8-track.
I do remember an 8-track playing PYT, the Michael Jackson song, and that actually scared me as a kid.
But you want to know the first song that I actually was like, ooh, I like this song and wanted to dance to, that I remembered as being at like, I don't know, I was probably like 4 or 5. Just wanted, but it was like, it would have been on MTV.
What's that? What?
I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but
Love Shack.
No, it was Good Thing, because I think it clapped.
Finding Good Animals. I know the song. I know the song.
That was one of the first ones I remember. Like, ooh, like my own. Like nobody
Did you hear
else
a song?
was listening
Did
to
you hear a song on the radio
I heard
first?
it and was like, wait, this could be my song.
Did you hear it on the radio first or a video first?
I actually heard it on TV. We used to have really huge satellite in our
the big dish.
The big dish and a
like
receiver.
In Stay Tuned.
Yeah, and so we actually picked up MTV pretty early and stuff like that.
Rocked it out from an early age.
Yes, I watched the fall of the Berlin Wall. On MTV News. They used to actually have legitimate news.
Kurt Loder.
They would actually be out there doing legitimate news.
Tabitha Soren.
Yeah, that's where I watched.
That's the tune.
Like, that was an important.
And it had that little globe that went around, and then you heard like MTV News.
It's almost like they were the first one to have the news.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, because if it would have been on the TV, my parents would have been watching it too.
They had like breaking news.
Yeah.
Like right away.
Yeah, like they did used to. I think that's how we watched it.
What about the first record or album that you may have owned? Do you remember that? Like maybe the first one that you purchased yourself.
The first CD I purchased for myself.
Did you ever buy a cassette or was it CD?
No.
I bought a cassette.
Because like my sister had a lot of music. Like I had older siblings, so like a lot of this stuff was already there and theirs that could be listened to. The first CD I remember, because like that was a big thing, was it was actually Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is a strange thing, but I guess I was a strange 8,
You say was, but
810-year-old.
I mean, I purchased.
I don't think it was strange.
The Michael Jackson Bad cassette and Milli Vanilli.
But Aerosmith was like the next one. Like Aerosmith was the next.
I never got an Aerosmith CD until I ordered
I
ordered some on BMG. That's when I first got an Aerosmith CD. When you could get like 14 CDs for 3 pennies or something.
Yeah, did you ever pay them the full fees?
I did.
Most people did not, like Columbia House and things like that.
No, I did. I watched the video on that.
From the audience, I'd like to hear the comments. Like, are you one of those people too that maybe not paid it back? Because I feel like there was a lot of those people out there.
So, what was one of the first concerts that you think that you went to? Can you recall?
I remember the first concert I went to. It was actually Creed.
That was the first concert?
Yes.
Creed
was the first concert I went to. I was probably
20, 19, 20?
No, I was probably like...
I feel like 23 years ago?
I was like 16 or 17.
Okay. So what, 97? 98, 99? If you were 17, it'd be 1999.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, like not like I didn't... But I also didn't like malls and stuff. And then I went to a lot of concerts.
You don't like what?
I didn't like going being around a lot of people.
Oh.
What my thing to be in like.
I went to a country concert, I think, or Newsboys, one of the two. Maybe Lori Morgan.
Lori Morgan.
Might have been Sammy Kershaw, one of those two, or Newsboys.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like I probably went to some at the fair and just don't remember who it was that was singing. Like
I did go to the fair later on and saw some, but it wasn't my first. But does that really count? So I don't it only counts if you remember.
I don't think it
does.
Don't you think? But I've been to a lot of concerts since, and I've enjoyed every one. What was your favorite concert?
The favorite concert that I've ever been to? I mean, the biggest concert that's been my favorite has been the Katy Perry show. But the smallest show that I've enjoyed was In the I've enjoyed a couple. I used to go to shows a lot when I lived in DC and go
Yeah.
to Baltimore. So probably in the Birchmere, I saw Duncan Sheik a few times, or maybe Dashboard Confessional um, in the Birchmere or Annapolis. No, that wasn't in Annapolis. That was in Baltimore. So maybe I went to a lot of shows alone because I wouldn't let going alone stop me from going to a show.
I've seen like live DJs like at clubs alone and stuff like that, but like I've like gone to a concert like not alone. I actually missed a Tool concert because I couldn't find anybody to go with.
Was it Knoxville?
Yes, it was. I lived in Knoxville at the time, and I was 19 years old, and I did not want to go to a Tool concert by myself. I just felt like that would be an unsafe situation.
Yeah, I understand.
And there was a lot of people actually in my friend group that didn't even know who Tool was, and I was like, okay, what? But
could have been a rough situation.
Yeah, like so I had to opt out.
Opted not to go.
I had to opt out. I feel real bad about that to this day.
What about one of the first songs you remember getting tired of listening to when it came on the radio or your friends
I know
played?
this automatically, and it has to do with traveling a lot when I was younger for swim competitions.
Okay.
Almost like weekly thing, like this, or felt daily too. But one of my swim coaches and my best friend's dad. I hope Gerald watches this. But Bonnie Raitt. Let's give them something to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I cannot hear that song again.
So you still don't hear it to this day?
I don't like that song. Like it, it became so one of those like, and I just didn't like listening to it.
I was tired of hearing Bop. I remember hearing Bop all the time, and I'm just so tired of it.
You know, I could probably come up with more specifically based upon Gerald because he was a repeat, and this would have been like cassette tapes and like.
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing for the people that have Spotify. They'll give you on Spotify at the end of the year. They'll give you all these statistics about what you've listened to.
Yeah.
And it'll have like repeat songs, and it's always interesting to see how many new artists or how many repeats that you constantly have. So, you want to wrap up, or you want to keep going?
We can keep going.
Keep going. We'll take a little. Let's take a little break here for a second. I do want to talk about the WMMT Spring Fund Drive, and they've got a lot of nice things. If you give $5, you can get you're a proud Possum Club member. You can get a tote bag. $15 will get you a tote bag and a shirt. $20 would be a sunglasses. Looks like a towel, shirt, and a bag. So there's a lot of good things on there. Go to WMMT.org. O-R-G. So that's going on through the month of March and through next month.
You should follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, please do that.
Follow him on Facebook because these announcements are made and all that.
Yeah, please follow on Facebook.
There's a lot of great shows on WMMT.
Yeah, the guy that comes on right before us, his show just slips my mind, but I've listened a couple of times, and he puts on a very good show. He knows a lot about 70s and 80s hard rock. He knows
pretty cool.
He does know a lot, and he goes back, and he does some triple songs and gives some information. So please check out WMMT. So let's do a few little random questions, and we'll circle back around. Okay? These are just one or the other. Lyrics or beat? The lyrics or the beat?
The beat.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Up or down? Up or down?
Now, see, I don't know how to choose that. Like, it relevant to what?
I know. Up or down?
I feel like that is a trick question.
Up or down?
In the middle.
No, you have to say one or the other. Up or down? It's not a seesaw. Up or down?
Up.
Okay. Mohawk or flat top?
Oh gosh, I didn't read this itinerary. I wouldn't know to guess that. I'm going to say Mohawk just because it was so cute and fetching when my younger brother had one when he was like 9 or 10.
Yeah. Did it have it cut like that or just styled that way?
It was cut like that.
Like the Mr. T Mohawk?
No, it wasn't grown out. It was just, I mean, his head was shaved, but there was always a stripe.
Okay.
Down his head. Almost like Airbender.
Do you remember, like, in a lot of 80s movies, they used to have, like, if it was like a street punk, they would have, like, a big mohawk, usually. Yeah. Leather jacket with no sleeves.
Street Fighter. On NES.
So, there was a lot of cool little things like that. So, what about the first record or album? We did that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did all these, didn't we?
You did all of them.
Well, I don't know what song I would be tired of listening to.
You didn't answer any of those questions. I did.
Which questions?
Any of these. What's the song you would be tired of? You said Bop. But, like, you did.
Well, maybe My Heart Will Go On. That was played over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Some songs I didn't mind it. Like the Everlast song, What It's Like. I didn't mind that being played over and over.
Celine Dion, that is probably one of the songs that I don't, and I love her, but I don't really listen
That's
to.
Probably
but I can listen to other ones that she does. I'm
not even saying that Bop and My Heart Will Go On are bad songs. I'm just saying at one point,
to it. Like nothing is playing right.
I can listen to Bop now, but back.
Have you heard them sing it as adults? And I have. Down? It's actually quite good.
They're actually very good, Hanson. Very underrated.
No, the 4 random questions.
Okay,
you got to choose one.
I will.
Hear lyrics or beat.
Lyrics. I listen to the lyrics most.
Sunrise or sunset?
You know, I'm going to go with the sunrise.
Yeah, that's what I chose.
Because if I'm watching the sunrise, chances are I've already been up all night, so I got to see the sunset as well.
That's true.
Because I'm not getting up early enough just to watch the sunrise.
Yeah, Adam's thinking. Up or down?
Up.
Mohawk or flat top?
Mohawk.
Yeah, I figured you'd agree.
Yeah.
You'd agree with that.
So we do have a new show this coming week on Real Talk. We have Death Becomes Her Wednesday. Have you watched Death Becomes Her before?
I have. Because, like, I'll jokingly be like, I'm going to turn into Goldie Hawn where she's eating all of that icing.
You mentioned that as a joke to somebody the other day.
Yes, I do. I've used it for years and years and referenced that and say that I'm just going to give up and just become like that eating, vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
And that's all she had in her cabinet.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all I survive on.
You know, when I'd rewatched the other day, but I'd actually forgotten about that particular part. I knew that she was bigger in the movie at one point, but I forgot about the frosting. So we're going to revisit that. Casey's going to join me. That will be Wednesday at 10:30. There's some cool new developments that's going to be happening. We're going to be. Are you going to bring back your dating show? I've had a few people ask me, so I just wanted to. It's on the itinerary. It does say late date with Lana, date TBA, to be announced. So is it still be TBA?
It's still TBA. We discussed this. There's a lot of changes going on in my background.
A lot of positive things, so that's good.
Some positive things, but like my focus just needs to be on that. That's why, like.
So TBA for the people that ask, but she did enjoy doing the show.
Oh, I did like to.
And
that would be a good one to bring back.
And I just wanted to let everyone know that she did enjoy it, and it is going to be on the back burner, but it will be coming back soon. So that's going to be a lot of fun also. And as we said, as we started the show, In Dreams. And I got to be honest, I really enjoyed working with you with that. And
we had a lot of fun because a lot of the sets were like the tiny house was very enjoyable to stay in. That was a cool place to be in.
We had some cool locations every like
place.
The Airbnb. We had some friends that let us use their house. We used Shelly's house. We had Jeff Keith that shot some stuff outside and in the tiny house, and we even shot some stuff at Shane's place that is on the cutting room floor for now.
Yeah.
For now, which doesn't mean it's not going to be used, because I think it will be turned into a feature film. I do think so.
Yeah.
I think it has potential. Yeah. So I do appreciate people checking that out, because I think it's been a big success.
Well, I think the next show coming up is The Real Talk, and I like the first shows I watched on the other people's show, which he used to do with Jake. Mm-hmm. Were really
on the movies.
On the movies. That's what Radar put me on to even starting and watching the channel. And those were always really, really good shows and interesting movies. And I was like, oh, I like to hear what they say. And then I was interested in, like, what should I watch or rewatch.
Did you ever think that when you were watching then that you would be on the other side doing a similar kind of show?
No, I don't really like being in front of a camera and stuff like that. I'm not like, I'll do it, whatever. But
so if you ever don't see Lana,
I
it's
never
not because
watch any of this back. Like there is never ever a time that I go back and I'm like, like I did watch In Dreams, of course, and I watched the shorts and stuff that we do.
Is it harder for you to watch yourself on these shows or the short films and sketches?
Usually these shows. I never go back and watch.
Right.
I've just done.
Which in Dreams, there's actually very little dialogue throughout the short, which is great, which is fine. But it's been a fun show tonight. Do you have anything else you want to add to the show?
No, other than just talking about that show, that they should definitely check it out. It's Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
I've just finish up what I was saying. That's a pretty neat show. Like how, and Casey is a very good co-host, and it reminds me it moviegoers and movie lovers and stuff like that, and even just listening to the trivia and the facts and the vast amount of knowledge these two have about movies it's just, I think a lot of people should really, really tune in for that.
Thank you. Now, I do enjoy that, and I do. We do get messages several times per week requesting certain movies, and we are going to try to choose some of those as well. Some of the movies that we try to choose aren't always the most mainstream of films, or they're classic films that I think, or Casey thinks, or maybe you all think, that need to be revisited and looked at again and discussed. Yeah. So please keep the ideas coming, and we appreciate you all listening and watching. So in closing, check out the Other People's Show on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube, and please check out the Fun Drive on WMMT. A lot of cool things are happening for the Spring Fun Drive. It keeps this show, along with probably 20 or 30 other shows, on the air. And they need it because the flood. The flood really did impact a lot of people in the Whitesburg area, and also the entire studio and building of WMMT. So let's let in closing, let's let the audience kind of check out what we're doing. Now, your knee is hurt, so you don't have to walk if you don't want to.
I'm gonna have to move, or
I can kind of walk over a little bit. So we are in an RV. There we go. So as you can see, there is the we got the Spring Fun Drive decorations, and this is the on-air studio. And as you can see, what's on the Other People's Show. So it's been a fun show, everyone, and have a good night. Bye.